All right, guys, before we get into today's episode, I just want to give a big shout out and a big thank you to everybody that helped me bargain. It's not something I do a lot. Half the time I don't even like the items that are available for bargaining. But this UAZ, and in case you guys missed it, I asked for your guys' help in the last video. I'll link that down in the description. You can check that out if you want. But it's this UAZ right here. We saved 1,050 UC. That's 70% off. So this 1,500 UC UAZ we got for 450 because of all these people right here that helped me out. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and purchase this, and we're going to equip it, and we're also going to, and when you equip it, you actually get to have the vehicle in the background. For you guys that didn't know that, you just have to go to your inventory, you click on the wheel icon, and there it is right there. Look at this thing. Oh my God, it looks so amazing. But what we're gonna do now, you guys, is we're gonna check out the next quest for Conqueror, how to push and defend buildings, the long-awaited video. Let's get into it. All right, so here it is, the long-awaited how to push and defend buildings in our quest for Conqueror. It's something you're going to have to know how to do, you guys. And I have a bunch of tips and tricks for you. So hopefully you guys enjoy the next 10 minutes of this video. First pro tip is to always push with somebody. Always bring somebody with you, unless you're going solo versus duo or solo versus squads, which I wouldn't really recommend. If you're in a quest for Conqueror, you're always going to want to have a partner. And you'll see in that last clip, you always want to push with somebody. Do not go by yourself. It's gonna save your life. And the next tip is throwables. Using things like nades and Molotovs is a way where you can basically, and especially when you don't know where the person is upstairs, it's a way where you can force them into a specific area. And you'll see right here, another important thing is using walls to your advantage, especially if you're playing in third person. Being able to peek, you can see this guy up here, he was just standing up there. He was stagnant. He was not moving. And that's a very, very crucial tip. As you guys will see, the first half of this video is going to be more or less on pushing and how to enter buildings that are occupied. The latter end will be on how to defend a building, but by watching these people's mistakes that are made in these games, you can learn a lot from them. As you guys see, we go ahead and we get the knock from behind this building. Another pro tip is know that it takes 10 seconds to revive somebody. So if you feel when you knock somebody, if you can make it to them in 10 seconds, and then it takes, what, 6 seconds to pop off a heal. You'll see right here, I waited a little bit too long. I thought I did it within 10 seconds, but the guy just got revived, and I ended up having to take on both of them, but luckily one of them did not have that much health. But yeah, just know when you're going to be pushing, when you get those knocks, those ever so crucial knocks, know that it takes 10 seconds for that person to be revived. You'll see right here, you can even count it. Maybe I'll put a little timer up on the screen. But you guys can see right here, I go ahead, I get the snipe, I get the knock. And this one I'm actually going solo, but this is solo versus squads. This wasn't solo versus duos. But you're going to see right here, and you'll see right about now, his partner is already up, right? And here, again, you can see we're using the walls and the perspective to our advantage. We're able to take this guy out, and notice that he was not moving. He was just stationary upstairs. I'm the one that was the active one, the aggressor, if you will. And you can see his partner comes out from the doorway, and we pretty much one-shot him. And now we can go ahead and grab his loot. Here's the next one, as you guys see, where it's going to be a very, very crucial knock. You can see right here, I actually, and this is a situation where I didn't even know there were people inside of this building. Another pro tip that you want to do, and don't forget to do this, especially since, you know, we're not in the, what was it, the hardcore or the competitive mode. Use the mini map to your advantage as well. Those footsteps, as you see, we just got the knock right there. The thing is, in this particular type of building, that's another tip, is you have to know the buildings that you're going into. You have to, just playing the game, you know what structures are where, which doorways are where the hallways are, where people can be peeking you. This building right here is one of the most trickiest buildings to get into. Not only are there crates up here on the second floor, but there's actually a third floor, which is the rooftop. And what I'm trying to do right now is, notice I'm switching my position. I'm running inside the building, just trying my best to confuse them. They hear my footsteps outside. They hear my footsteps inside the building, to really make it to where they don't know my exact location. All the meanwhile, the guys went upstairs to go ahead and get revived. So I've already eliminated that they're not on the second floor, which leaves they're only up on the roof, right? Now we're going to go ahead and peek them. We're always going to go ahead and pre-fire. Caught that one dude with his pants down. Bam, just like that, we go ahead and get the wipe, and now we can go ahead and loot. Here's a perfect example of pushing immediately. Notice right here that we catch this guy just peeking through the window, and this is actually the same game as the last one. And notice with no hesitation, sometimes you really have to think and act on the fly. So I got here in about 7 seconds. There's no way that this guy is reviving. You can see we go ahead and get the knock, and I think his partner was inside just on the other side of that little closet, or that little doorway. So right here, you're going to see we're going to go ahead and push this guy. That's inside this building. You can see his footsteps are upstairs. But in this situation, we don't have a knock. These are two guys that are going to be up. But look, he's proning. So all we had to do, notice right there, you guys, all we had to do right there was pre-fire. That was it. I pre-fired, took him out, no problem. Notice that this dude, this is a perfect example of how not to defend a building. You need to be moving around. You need to be staying active and engaged. Right here, we're going to go ahead, just barely could see the top of that guy's head. Now we're going to go ahead and push the knock with no hesitation. Notice I got some return fire, so I went ahead and fired back. And what we're going to do, and you can see my partner, he's right behind me. Shout out to Untitled. And there he is right there. He's not rezzing, but he does have his partner behind him. Nice desync. And we have right Untitled. He's going to go ahead and finish off the wipe. But these guys are just stagnant, just sitting in a corner. And these are all examples of how you do not defend buildings, especially this one. Look, 1v1 right here. This is for chicken dinner. King's already ripped. And again, another pro tip is to always pre-fire, you guys. You can see him standing right there, pre-firing with pretty much any weapon. We were going to go ahead and take him out. You basically are in the driver's seat in those situations. So right here, we're also going to be pushing. And you can see right here, this is an example where we don't know where the other guy is. This guy was all by himself right here, and we go ahead and take him out, and we get the quick thirst. But yeah, it's all about, and again, this has to do with the tip I told you guys earlier, which is always push with somebody. Do not push alone, provided that you have another teammate with you. So this is some Pachinki madness, this is kind of that mid-game, or that kind of middle to end game right here. We have 16 people live. SK Devastator goes ahead and gets the knock. And we're going to go ahead right here. This guy completely just, he was reviving his teammate. That dude had no chance. But again, just to show you guys, when you get the knock, you have to decide within a split second whether you're going to be pushing or not. You cannot, you're either going to push or you're not. You definitely do not want to push too late, have all the teammates back up. Now you're screwed. Now, this is how I defend buildings. More often than not, like you guys saw in the other examples, I'm not just stagnant. Notice when we saw this car approach, I jumped out of the building. Oftentimes, the best way to defend a building is to not be inside of it. Jimmy goes ahead and gets the other wipe pretty much at almost simultaneously when I go ahead and get the knock. Looting real quickly. But yeah, that is a big pro tip, you guys, is to not just stay in a building. You saw what happens throughout these videos when we're pushing and being the aggressor. Oftentimes, the best way to defend a building is to not even be inside of it. It's to hop out, to go outside. That way you can't be, especially fragged. You won't be fragged as easily, and you're not confined to any one area. When you're outside and you can use the walls to your advantage, hopping in the windows, outside of the windows, it really makes the biggest difference when you're trying to defend a building. Here's a quick example. These guys went ahead and shot down the doorway. They went ahead and thirsted buck. Now I'm really pissed. We got the M762, which is great for close quarter combat. You guys, it makes all the difference in the world rocking at 7.62. So you can see right here, right when I spot the guy, notice I don't just stay inside the building. I'm going ahead and pop out. I push him, He was not expecting that. He was probably expecting me to corner peek him and just stay inside that house. And look we actually ended up getting the chicken dinner while the guys tried to flank each end of the house. And again, we're always moving around. So now I'm going to show you guys real quick towards end game how you can approach buildings, especially when you're very, very far away and you need to get inside of it, especially for things like the zone and when it's the only hard cover. So luckily we do have an 8X, which is amazing. It really can turn the tides in a game, having, you know, stronger optics. So you see this guy right here on this ledge right here. We go ahead and take a shot. Now he's gonna go ahead and peek down. We both know where each other are now. For whatever reason, he goes ahead and pokes, and notice we go ahead and get the knock. Now clearly, you guys, from this far on foot, we cannot push that. But what it does, it basically eliminates the threat from across the valley. Now we know he wanted to approach these buildings. We want to approach these buildings. Now we can do it while he's knocked. Now he has to get revived. Now we can get to these buildings that much faster. And this building was actually occupied. This dude was standing on the ledge. We threw that smoke just to kind of cover our path. And now that smoke distracted him. He came out, took a peek, and we went ahead and took him out. And he was instant. He was not knocked. But if he was knocked, we'd be able to push the building with no problem. You see right here. Also, guys, if you are hiding in a building, make sure you're not exposed. This guy's knee, we could see this dude's knees. Went ahead and took him out, got the knock. Now we're going to go ahead and use our frags to our advantage. Now, we don't get the frag kill, unfortunately, but watch. When the frag goes off, bam, instantly pretty much get the kill. So that nade definitely hurt him, but we didn't get the nade kill. But regardless, we got the knock and we went ahead and took out the threat. Now you can see we have 5 alive, meaning 3 of those guys are not on our teams. And we can hear one of the guys from we can hear one of the guys from outside. And I don't exactly remember what happened in that situation. We didn't get the kill, though. Oh, we got one of the kills when he pushed inside the building. But now it's 2v1. Now we can get a little bit more aggressive in the final circle, knowing we have the advantage. And this was the dude's partner of the guy that I knocked and killed with that frag. Went ahead, saw him peeking, and went ahead and took him out. So there you have it, you guys. Quest for Conqueror, episode 8, maybe episode 9. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. I know you guys really enjoy this series, and I enjoy making the videos for this series. So there you have it, how to push and defend buildings in your Quest for Conqueror. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and until the next one, this has been Riggs from Riggs Gaming.